I am so confident the only thing stopping you from making the money that you want to make in this online space is the power of your personal brand. Your personal brand probably lacks power, probably lacks influence, and other people, on the other hand, have so much power and influence that people are literally on their knees begging to buy from them. And a great example of this is Alex Hormozy. He did $100 million in book sales, but there were so many people that spent tens of thousands of dollars buying hundreds of books to give away to their audience because they just wanted to give back to Alex because he helped them so flipping much, and his brand is so strong and they like him so much as a person and they want to see him win that they just wanted to hand their credit cards to him. Now if you want to be a fraction of that you could make your own 10 mil, 5 mil, depends how big you want to go. You can most definitely do that by just watching today's video. And I don't want you guys to waste your time thinking I'm just some random black guy on YouTube talking about how to build powerful personal brands. I've been creating content for 6 years. I've helped multiple people build amazing, powerful personal brands such as Neural Knowledge, Black Bezos, Gavin Speaks, and I'm also building my own. This is currently my second channel, so I'm not leaving my link to my first channel. You guys can find it, but I've also grown on Instagram. I've grown on pretty much every single platform, and I've helped people grow on every single platform. So don't take anything I say lightly. Plus, I've also invested money into learning the things that I'm about to teach you. So this isn't just, things I've experienced. It's things I've experienced, things I've paid to learn, things I've just learned for free. So you guys are going to get it all. The first thing that you need to understand is your brand is more powerful than absolutely anything. I see so many people always talking about how can I optimize my landing page? How can I optimize my sales process? How can I get better on sales calls? How can I do this? How can I do that? Now, of course, those things all matter. Like if you can get better at all of those things and increase those conversions, undoubtedly you're going to sell more, you're going to make more money. But the place that you should be looking first is your brand. There's so many people out there with such a strong brand that their landing page doesn't matter to an extent. Their sales process doesn't matter to an extent. Their sales skills don't really matter. They don't even need sales calls because their brand is so strong, so powerful, and they have so much influence that they do not need sales calls. They do not need the most optimized landing page. They just have a good brand and a good product on the back end, and people always get referred to them. They get told to look at their channel, whatever it may be, and they're like, okay, sick, cool. I like this guy. I'm gonna buy from him. And the cycle continues again. And this is what happens with so many people. And I'm one of those guys that would like watch a YouTube video and then be like, oh, I wonder what this guy's landing page looks like, and I'll go check it out. Some people have pretty landing pages, some people just have a landing page to get the job done. The second thing that you need to realize, value is not everything. And I'm not trying to say value isn't important, because if you don't provide value, then people are not going to think that you have any status. They're not going to see you as worthy, and they're not going to continue watching, let alone subscribe to your channel or platform, whichever platform you're on, to actually come back for more. The thing with value, and I always say this, the value is almost like just principles. There's principles to branding, there's principles to content, there's principles to life, there's principles to fitness. And these are underlying truths that no matter what happens, these things will continue to be true to an extent. Value is literally that. So that means anyone can come and tell you fitness value. I can tell you now that to lose weight, that you need to be in a caloric deficit, you need to eat whole foods, you need to exercise more, get 10K steps a day, you need to go to the gym 3-4 times a week. You probably even know that yourself because it's just underlying principles. When it comes to content, you might have heard that your videos need to trigger some sort of emotion. You need to target their desire, their pain. You need to share, tell stories. All these things are principles, and you've probably heard them before. Someone else who's not an expert in content can come and tell you the principles if they just edit the video and just literally just learn from someone else. Someone in the same fitness space could do the exact same thing. In the business space, they could do the exact same thing. So value isn't the be all and end all. I could go and say the same thing as Alex Hormozy, but because his brand is so powerful and strong, not because of the value that he's built, but because of the personality inside of the personal brand is so strong, it just won't hit the same. It just will not hit the same. And you see this all the time. I know when I helped Zero Knowledge blow up, he had so many people imitating him, either literally looking like him, glasses, wife beater, literally everything. They also tried the whiteboard. They also tried to sound like him and speak like him. And they thought all these things was going to help them, blow up. But why would someone have McDonald's right here and then go to the knockoff next door? And they're both the exact same price. They're gonna cost you the same time, but you know that McDonald's is gonna hit. Why would you want to go there? Or KFC, could be whatever restaurant it may be. Why would you go to the knockoff if it's the exact same price, gonna cost you the exact same thing, but you know that the real thing is Gara, it's good. You're gonna eat good, you're gonna feel good. You're not gonna, have a bellyache at the end. I need you to see it like this. There's two coaches, coach one, coach two. Imagine, let's say it's Nero, right? A lot of you probably know me because you know Nero. Or maybe if you don't know Nero, because you know me, you will now know Nero. So coach two, or Nero two, shares his value and only talks about what he sells. There's a lot of coaches like this, by the way. Then we have coach one, shares his value, shares funny stories. He's relatable because of his stories. You trust him more because of his stories. He comes across authentic. He shows his mistakes inside of the videos and talks about his mistakes openly inside of his videos, whether it's a story. And then he promotes his business. I know for a fact, well, I'll let you guys decide. Are you going to go for coach one or coach two? Nero one or Nero two? I know for a fact more people are going to go for Nero one. This is the one for most people, and this isn't, simply because it's just fake. We all know that he just wants to take your money. He's sharing the same value, and better yet, there's nothing of substance behind it. There's no personality behind it. And we buy from people that we trust. And more people are going to trust coach one or Nero one rather than coach two or Nero two. This goes to show that the power in your personal brand is your personality. And if you want to build trust and show more of your personality, because it goes hand in hand, there's three things you can do. You can use time. So if they spend more time with you by either you creating longer videos or just creating more YouTube videos in general, which is why YouTube is the best platform, because videos are longer. They're not 30 seconds, they're not a minute. They're going to be at least 8 minutes. Some people make hour videos, 30-minute videos. They are spending a lot of time with you. The next way is authority. If they start to see you as an authority, they will trust you more. And this goes to the simple fact of when you see a nurse or a doctor in, them scrubs, you're like, I trust you, bro. But imagine if you're about to go into surgery and the guy pushing you in, you get pushed into the surgery room and the guy that's operating on you is in jeans and a white t-shirt. The panic that will go through your head is impeccable. It's crazy. It's crazy. You just wouldn't trust him. You'd be like, did they just get this guy off the street? He's literally not in uniform. Now, that doesn't mean that you need to be in uniform when creating your videos, but you need to show that you're an authority, whether by showing your results, your testimonials. In other words, show that you're credible. And I know that having the uniform alone for a doctor doesn't mean you're exactly credible, but who's wearing a doctor's uniform if they're not a doctor? It just doesn't make sense. You have time, you have authority, and then you have story. Now, story is so powerful. Story, you can tell failures, successes, things that relate back to your core mission. All these things will bring people closer to you because all these things will make you more relatable. And this is what Alex Hormozi done so well. He's one of the most relatable people on the internet, or transparent people on the internet. He'll tell you his story of when he got technically robbed from his business partner. He will tell you how he slept on his gym floor. He will tell you how, if his business has failed, he will told you the successes. Anyone that just shows the successes, which is the most common thing to do on the internet, because we only want to share what we're good at and what's gone well. It's 2025, nearly 2026. People are seeing through that BS. So you need to be more open with your audience. Like I always speak about the fact when I started content, I thought this shit would be easy. I remember 2019, 2020, I was like, yeah, let me start up a YouTube channel. I'm gonna crush it. Bought a camera, bought a microphone, got the guys together, created a video. Did okay. Did another one. Did okay. Then the support kind of faded and I was on my own and I had to create a YouTube video by myself and I found it super awkward. Video flopped. No one sharing my shit. I'm like, oh, did it again. No one sharing my shit. Did it again. No one sharing my shit. And the views just got worse. And that's just because the initial support always dies off. And then you're just left with how good your video is and how much that video is being pushed out to people that you do not know. And because my video was not good, it was not being pushed out. And I got discouraged and I sold my equipment. And I said, fuck this shit, I'm quitting. Then I bought my stuff back a few months later, did it again, sold it again because I was like, damn it. This shit ain't working, it's taking time, I need some money, let me sell my shit again. And then I thought, you know what, let me actually study. Let me study the game. Then I bought my stuff back. And then, I kind of ended up in this position where I started helping people with their socials. And the things that I was actually learning was actually working. And then I learned some more, then I paid to learn some more, maybe out of insecurity. And literally now I'm here teaching you pretty much the important things that you need to know. So if you want to build a personal brand that is strong, that people beg to buy from you, please, for the love of God, add your personality in there. Don't be the guy that only speaks about this one thing and doesn't tell their story, doesn't share their life. Like, again, people only buy from people you trust. And it's the same way that you probably won't watch a knockoff Nero video because there's no trust there. How can you trust a knockoff McDonald's next door to the real McDonald's? Why would you trust that? It just doesn't make sense. Anyway, that's the end of the video, guys. I'll catch you in the next one.